Sooner fans, Longhorn Nation, welcome to episode 186 of the Bevo Podcast, the only podcast exclusively dedicated to covering the greatest rivalry in college football, the University of Texas and the University of Oklahoma. I'm here with my man, Kevin Miller. I am John Whitson. Kevin, we are back. We are back from vacations. We are back from rest and respite. And we are ready to kick off the 2025 college football season. We are trying new equipment out today, so hopefully the audio sounds awesome. Please leave comments if it does or does not. Our goal is to be able to take this show on the road a little bit. And this is test number 1 to see if we can do it. I'm excited about it. How's it sound so far, Kevin?
Yeah, so far, so good, man. It's good to be back.
It only took you an hour and a half to make the software work. How's that make you feel? Do you feel good about yourself, or do you kind of feel a little beat up?
I feel great about myself.
You're not
confidence doesn't waver.
You're not comparing yourself to like Quinn Ewers in the NFL, are you?
No, man.
Sure?
The confidence never wavers.
I don't want you to waver. I thought I was pretty patient during the whole deal.
That's good. You really didn't have a choice.
I just let you run the show. And
things work out better when it happens that way.
Painfully waited for you to get it done. That's okay. Kevin, here's the plan today. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit of fall camp, Oklahoma and Texas, talk a little recruiting, but this is our national college football preview. So we're going to go conference by conference, pick a winner and a runner-up, basically the participants in the conference championship games. And then we will pick our 12-team playoff. Does that sound okay?
That sounds great. Let's do it.
Here's the deal. Why does Caden Helms have to have a broken hand?
Well, you guys are the tight end position the last couple of years, man. It's been rough. It's been a rough go of it.
Yeah, that's fine. Why does he have a broken hand? Is he glass man? Isn't that Samuel L. Jackson? Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson was glass man, right? Is Caden Helms the new Samuel L. Jackson, a.k.a. glass man?
I don't know, man. I'll leave that up to you to call one of your players glass man, but he has had horrible injury luck.
I don't want to call him glass man, Kevin. That's not what I want to do. But what I'm telling you is, how good can a tight end be if his hand is broken?
Yeah. Like I said, the kid has had horrible injury luck since he got to Norman.
Have you heard of anything? Can he come back from this within a reasonable amount of time? Have you heard it a time?
I don't know.
Back?
It just sounds rough, at that position. I mean, football in general with a broken hand is rough, but there when you have to block and you're asked to be a pass catcher.
I feel snake bit about that at that position. I'm sure Joe John Finley does too. Love Joe John, but he has gotten his dog kicked. And, I don't know how much of it is for him to blame or not. You're getting good reports on Jaron Canick coming out of camp. But
it's a lot to ask for a linebacker to switch positions and to be impactful like that. Hopefully for the kid, he can be, but
look, it's
a lot to ask.
Tight end's the biggest question mark on the offensive side of the ball, and it's not even close. I mean, I feel like our offensive line is coming together. I like the experience. I like the talent. I like the transfers. I like the depth. I feel pretty good about offensive line. Obviously, we know what we think we're going to get with quarterback. The receivers with Deion Burks looking really, really good. And then running backs. I mean, Jay Knott looks like he's the real deal.
Now, I heard Jay Knott had a shoulder injury. Is that true?
No. Listen, here's what's happening, Kevin. Don't panic. Don't panic on the other guys. They are resting and putting guys in non-contact for obvious reasons. We cannot have a repeat of last year at skill positions.
Okay, so Jay Knott does not have a shoulder injury.
I don't know if he has a shoulder injury or not. But
I just heard he did. That's why I was coming to you for confirmation of that.
No.
Because it would suck if a running back had a shoulder injury.
I have not personally inspected Jay Knott's shoulder, but my guess is everything all skill positions are being treated with kid gloves. That's my guess. I don't know what that means for the success of the team. My guess is we are using week 1 as the first contact. I really think that'll be the first contact to the ground will be week 1.
Yeah.
And so when you hear things like that, I mean, I think other guys have been sitting out. Deion Burks was out for a little bit. I really just think they're scared to death after what happened last year. And justifiably so, Kevin. It was a crap show last year for injuries.
Yeah, especially at the receiver position. I mean, I don't know if I've ever heard of a team having that many losses in one position.
No, you've never heard of it. The answer is you've never heard of it. And so I think I think they list something as to explain to why these guys might be sitting out. I don't know if they have to do that or why they would do that.
Yeah.
As far as the shoulder injury, I don't know. I'll tell you this. Twitter isn't panicking. I don't think I'm panicking. I think we're all okay. I think we just got to get through this injury-free. Speaking of injuries on the Texas side of the ball, big-time offensive lineman, somebody that was a projected starter, right?
Potential starter. He was in a battle for a starting position at right tackle. Andre Kojo. Yeah, torn ACL out for the season.
Ooh.
And even if he wasn't going to start, it hurts the depth. And, having quality depth can be the difference between winning a championship or not, right? Guys are going to get banged up during the season. You need that depth to come in and replace them. You start losing your depth before the season.
Well, we talked about that on the last show. It's everybody has. I say everybody. All the big boys have good starters.
Yeah,
they're all 5 of their starters are good. They could have played anywhere across the country, almost. It is the backup guard and the backup tackle. And what happens when you have to move the guard to center and then you bring a guard in or move the tackle over to the other side? It's
correct.
It's when the puzzle pieces have to start changing that we have the problem.
Yeah, last year Kelvin Banks got injured, right? The A&M game. We had Trevor Gooseby come off the bench and didn't miss a beat. Didn't give up any pressures at all against A&M on the road, and then also started against Georgia and held up well against their superstar rushers that they had. So when you lose depth like that coming into this year, and you're already replacing a bunch of guys, it is absolutely a concern of mine.
Well, it's what makes me feel really good defensively for Oklahoma when you look at the depth across the defensive line.
Yeah,
because we can roll some guys out and spell some guys and do all the things you want to do on defensive line this year. I feel really good about where that's at. And again, the depth on the offensive line, I feel way better than I did last year. I don't want to say fingers crossed or anything stupid like that, but we've got to get through this camp. It
Correct.
Sounds like we are.
You did hold some guys. I heard there were some guys held out during the scrimmage yesterday. Some of the starters on your offensive line, and I understand if they're slightly banged up.
Hold them all out, Kevin.
Yeah.
Hold them. We've got a week 1 game against
Illinois State,
whatever. It's a 31.5 point favorite. That's probably not enough. I mean, let's go contact in that game.
Yeah.
Where we've got 11 on 11, and we're playing against their ones, which are probably equivalent to our 2s at best. And let's just go see how that works, because I don't want to see us go one up. I was on KREF. You were out of town. I think you were still on vacation. I was on KREF. Rodney Anderson came into the Brown O'Haver office and did the remote with KREF with Tyler from the office. And he said in the NFL, they rarely go one-on-one, 1-3-1s. He's like, you just don't ever see it. And he's like, if it's good enough for the NFL, this is what we're getting at now into college football. There's just no reason for it. Now, he's not a coach. He's an ex-player. He's got his own ideas about what works and what doesn't work. But it's an interesting perspective, right? Like, what does iron sharpen iron in camp, or does precision and not getting guys hurt matter more in the long run?
Yeah, I think there's no perfect formula, right? Sometimes.
What does Sark? Do you know what Sark does?
Yeah, I think they do a lot of one-on-one too.
Well, that makes me nervous. Sark's doing pretty good.
Yeah, so far so good, but I think we're all just hoping for luck, right? And with these practice camps, we're all looking to see what's going on. The main thing I'm hoping for is just to not hear that someone got hurt more than anything else. How does the offensive line look? How does the quarterback look? Number one I'm worried about is everybody healthy?
Well, last year it was C.J. Baxter about this time of year, right?
Yeah, and Christian Clark.
Yeah, you lost both of them.
Yes.
But it obviously didn't hurt you.
Still made it there, but
semifinals.
But you think about it, if you look minute details, we get into the red zone against Ohio State, maybe C.J. Baxter can punch it in from the one.
I don't know. Maybe you're a genius of an offensive coordinator, dial up a better play.
Agreed.
Maybe you might put in the potential next year starter, Arch Manning, and maybe they could see something. Listen, are you at all concerned? This is Sunday, by the way. We're recording Sunday, August 10th. Quinn Ewers has just played his first minutes in an NFL game. He looked awful. He was like 1 for 8 for 20 yards and 2 fumbles or something miserable like that. Does it concern you at all that Arch Manning could not beat out Quinn Ewers last year?
No, absolutely not.
So you are not concerned that Quinn Ewers is so bad that he can't even complete a pass in the NFL, but we expect Arch Manning to be on the stage in New York City come December. That's what you're telling me.
All I know is Quinn Ewers was good enough to go 2-1 versus Brent Venables' Oklahoma Sooners.
No, he went 2-1 against two teams that had 0 quarterbacks. That's what he went 2-1. Well done. First play of the game, he throws an interception.
He has lit up the Sooners.
Dude, he had 3 interceptions in the first half in 2022.
He had 2 interceptions.
Whatever. It seemed like, and a fumble. Did he have a fumble?
The fumble was in the third quarter.
So we're splitting up when
Still,
they occur.
350 yards passing.
Doesn't matter. We won.
Come on.
Kevin, one more thing I want to talk about in regards to fall camp and kind of just our teams respectively before we start talking about the rest of the college football world. Okay, I went on a 2-week vacation. And I liken this to when you go out to a restaurant. Okay, so when you go to a restaurant, you're with maybe your wife Casey, and you're sitting across, and the food's just taking a little long.
Yeah. And
maybe your wife does this, or maybe you do this, where you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the bathroom because I know if I go to the restroom and I come back out, the food's gonna be here. Is anybody in your family?
Yeah, I've seen that before.
You've heard that happen, right?
Correct.
So I kind of felt like, okay, here's what's gonna happen: is I'm gonna go on vacation for 2 weeks, okay, and I'm gonna be gone. And when I come back, we're going to have some recruits. I don't know what we'll have, but we'll have some recruits. Somebody will sign, even if it's by accident. Maybe they just, whatever. Kevin, 0. Oklahoma still sits at 41st in the country in recruiting, according to 247. Meanwhile, Texas is at 6th. When do I start panicking about the Jim Nagy experiment, Kevin?
Man, you're going to have to trust it.
Until when?
Until you see the results. Their whole strategy is different. His strategy is just something we really haven't seen from a top program.
Is his strategy not to sign guys?
Well, it's to get commitments, but I don't think they're chasing guys based on stars, is what he says. So,
yeah, but we don't even have the numbers right now, do we?
Do you know how many commits you guys have?
Oh, I had it pulled up. Let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, because his strategy is very interesting, right? He says we don't look at stars, we just watch tape, and we look at traits.
We have 15 hard commits, including a high 4-star with Bo Bentley.
Okay.
So you're telling me...
I'm a big fan of Bo Bentley, by the way.
You're telling me that Deacon Schmidt at 3 stars, and DeSeven Walker, and Noah Best, and Tyler Ruxer, and Matthew Nelson, Derek Johnson, I need to trust that all these 3 stars are legit dudes.
Well, you have to. You don't have a choice. Now, I'm of the thinking that you win championships by recruiting and developing 4 and 5-star players, because that's what's worked for Georgia, and it worked for Alabama, and it's worked for Ohio State, and pretty much every other team that's won a championship in the last 20 years or so. There's a couple outliers in there. Auburn.
Did you ever end up watching the Wishbone documentary?
I still haven't yet, no.
Okay, it's pretty good. But basically, long short, you need to watch it. Okay, I don't really want to give it away to you. You need to watch it. But Texas starts with the Wishbone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then somehow, for some reason, you need to watch the show to get it. They give it to Oklahoma.
Yeah, teach it. Yeah.
Which just blows your mind. Why Darryl Royal is giving it to Chuck Fairbanks at the time. It's bizarre. Even though they were friends, it's still bizarre to me.
It is incredibly bizarre.
So then Switzer starts to run it. Now, what was happening in the late 60s at Texas? Y'all had a lack of African Americans.
Yes.
And then Oklahoma, largely through Barry Switzer, was already very aggressive at recruiting the African American athlete. So, ergo, when they get the Wishbone, it looks a little different than what Texas was running with Wishbone.
Yeah, correct. You got a little bit more explosive.
A little, yeah. Greg Pruitt looked a little different than whatever white guy y'all had running with.
Absolutely.
Okay. My point being is we had better players. Same system, better players, make the system go better. I get Moneyball, but dude, I read Moneyball. Okay, not just watched the movie, but actually read the book. And the book goes way more in depth about how Billy Beane and his team is evaluating talent. And the reality is, yes, they're looking for talent in other ways, but they're not dismissing the out and out good talent.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And the example in the book was, I can't think of his first name, Swisher, though. Swisher was the player.
Nick
Swisher. Thank you. Remember, he married the girl from the Reba McEntire show. Remember that?
No.
Yeah.
I remember the show.
Remember the daughter that got pregnant and then the boyfriend had to move in?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got her. So that tells you what kind of talent he's bringing to the table. Yeah. She's pretty good looking. So anyway, my point being is they use him as an example. They're like, look, we can do all the Moneyball stuff we want, but at the end of the day, he's a really good player. Does that make sense?
Correct. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you got to have dudes, man. And look, if this was Texas that was employing this strategy, I would be concerned.
Yeah, I know, but it's just frustrating.
I would be concerned just because you got to have the talent.
I know. My point being is, yes, we're looking for diamonds in the rough. Yes, we're looking for high value. Yes, we're looking to spend less money and still getting production. And there's metrics that reach that production. That doesn't mean really good players aren't still really good.
I completely agree.
That's all I'm saying. And we have Bo Bentley, and I don't know who else we got. I mean, a couple of 4-stars maybe. So
I agree. Yeah. It's got to improve. I would be very concerned if I were an OU fan.
So you're saying it's okay to be concerned as much as you trust.
You have to trust it, but just because it's something we haven't seen, it's a whole new philosophy.
Look, I feel, and I've said this before, I'm going to say it again until Oklahoma loses a game this year. I feel really, really good about this year. I'm not worried about this year, but going forward, now maybe. I guess there'll be another transfer portal cycle in the winter. Maybe that's where the focus is. We'll see. That's to be determined. All right.
You still got to recruit the best high school players.
Just go get them.
You got to get them, man.
Oh my gosh, Jim, if you're out there, just go recruit better. I don't know what to say. Okay, Ken. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna conference by conference. We'll pick our best 2. We'll talk about some other teams maybe, but we'll go with our best 2. We'll write them down like we did last year, and then we'll review it at the end of the year. As you recall, I had some pretty good picks. You had some pretty good picks. And then we'll pick the 12 teams for the playoff. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, let's just get it out of the way. The group of 5. I did not do a ton of research on this group of 5 situation, but I did Google some stuff up.
Okay, let's hear it.
Boise State seems like the team. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you might have the occasional Liberty or someone like that.
Liberty made the list. UNLV made the list. But even the websites I was going to, they seem lazy in their predictions. They're like, well, UNLV was good last year, so maybe they'll be good again this year. I mean, nobody's coming back.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll be good again, which didn't strike me as like the best analysis in the world for determining if a team's going to be good or not. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we're going to pencil in Boise State. And if somebody else gets in there, you can rip us on the comments, I guess, if you want to. I don't really care. Do you care? We're both going with Boise State.
Yes.
As a placeholder, group of 5, we don't really care. Deal?
100%.
All right. We're going to leave SEC till the end. What conference do you want to start with?
Let's start with the ACC.
The ACC, Atlantic Coast Conference, which includes 2 teams on the Pacific Coast. I'll start. I've got it right here. I don't think these are going to be I don't think the winner's going to be shocking. You probably have the same winner, Clemson.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they've got the best quarterback.
Best quarterback, best coach, best program.
Yeah, and then the best defensive line as well.
And they're returning off of a college football playoff, returning a lot of potential
stud receivers.
A lot of returning starters.
3 stud receivers too, man. I love their receiving core.
I don't know what their production number returning is. I know it's high, but most importantly, Cade Klubnik. You really like Klubnik?
Yeah, I thought his improvement throughout last season, he really started to look like the 5-star guy that he was coming out of Austin West.
Now, what was he last year? Was he a sophomore? Was he a redshirt sophomore?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. 3 years in the system.
Yeah.
And then Riley's still Garrett, or is it Garrett Riley?
Yeah, he's still there.
He's still their offensive coordinator. So this is another year in that system. I think it's Clemson.
That's right. And I love their receiving core, man. They've got some dudes, bro.
We thought the game had passed Dabo by, but he did make it into the playoff. Had probably the most competitive game of any of the first-round games in the playoff. Was against you guys? Is that right?
Yeah, they did a good job. They did a really good job.
We got Clemson. Go ahead. Who do you have meeting them in the ACC championship?
I don't trust them at all, but I've got the Hurricanes. I got Miami. I don't trust it.
Carson Beck. Why do you not trust him? Why are you making a pick?
Well, just because we just haven't seen it from them yet. They recruited well. They had a great time. That Cam Ward last year, and they couldn't make the playoff. Their defense was bad. They've got a new coordinator. They've got some influx of talent there from the portal. So I just want to see if they can finally put it all together, and if Carson Beck can at least, manage the game and get some things done. He has been in a lot of big games, and he's won most of them, right? So I want to see if his experience plus the talent they have can crystal. Is this a year that they finally put it together? I just think they're the second most talented team in the conference.
They might be. I don't trust Miami.
Yeah.
And so, therefore, I've got SMU. SMU is returning their quarterback, Kevin Jennings. We think he's good, right?
Correct. Yes.
And so I like SMU. I'm
not going to hold that Penn State game against them too much. That was a really tough spot to be placed in, man. That was a tough spot.
No, it's the first ever playoff game, and you're on the road at Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State's going to go play for a national championship.
Raucous environment.
Well, I guess they didn't play for a national championship.
Semifinals. They made the semifinals, though.
I mean,
yeah.
Really
and, I want to give you credit because you were pretty high on SMU last year.
I'm going to stick with them.
Yeah. I had them third.
Yeah, I actually had Miami third, and then I had Louisville fourth.
Okay, I had Louisville and Georgia Tech.
I think Louisville with Miller Moss. I'm really interested to see what Miller Moss does outside of a Lincoln Riley offense, because you know that I have been down on Lincoln Riley. I don't know that he's been developing guys. Miller Moss was supposed to be that dude, 5-star recruit, yada, yada, yada. Never looked like it last year.
Yeah, he ended up getting benched for Jaden Maava.
Yeah, he never looked like it. And so let's see in a different uniform, does he look like a 5-star? Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. But I like SMU. So we got Clemson and SMU in the ACC. Big games. I got a couple big games for each conference. LSU at Clemson. We'll know real quick what Clemson's about against LSU, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That's August 30th.
That's a fun game. And you said that game is that at Clemson or is it in Atlanta? Is that at Clemson? I hope it is. I think
it's Atlanta, right?
I would love for it to be in Clemson, because Clemson used to play a big home game, every year. Like they played Georgia, and Georgia
in Clemson.
There,
in
love
Clemson.
it.
Memorial Stadium.
That's great. But yeah, the week one schedule.
It's so good. Yeah, and there'll be other games we hit on, but so good. So anyway, that's at Clemson. We're going to know about Clemson though. I mean, because I don't know about you, I've got LSU. When we get to the SEC, I got LSU in a pretty high-ranking position.
So do I.
So
we've got questions, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah.
And then of course, to determine whether you or I will be right, we might be able to look solely at Miami SMU on November 1st.
Now, is that game in Dallas?
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, so those are the two biggest games there. I mean, listen, dude, I don't trust the ACC outside of Clemson.
No. I think Clemson's earned the benefit of the doubt for what they've been able to do over the years. And Dabo is starting to utilize the transfer portal.
He had to.
Yeah. The game was going to pass you by if you don't. I think finally they convinced him. You got to step up or step off, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, too. We haven't mentioned this team yet. I don't even think they're in contention. But it will be interesting to see what happens with Florida State.
Yes. Last year was just an absolute nightmare.
Do you think it's an aberration, or do you think that is the condition of that program right now?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you can fall off quickly.
But they didn't even have injuries, man.
It's bizarre, but it reminded me of Texas going from 2009, being on the brink of winning a national championship, to going 5-7. The very next season without any real injuries either. I mean, they just.
But I will say the difference in that is you were in a pretty competitive Big 12 still, where, I mean, A&M was still in that conference. Nebraska had left.
No, they were still there.
I thought Nebraska left in 2009.
I thought y'all played them for the conference title one year.
We might have. I don't know. My point is, the ACC is just not that tough. I don't know.
Yeah. It's hard to explain what happened to them last year.
All right.
It's really hard to explain. We'll see.
Clemson and SMU. All right.
Well, I've got Clemson, Miami.
You have Clemson, Miami. All right. Yeah. Let me make sure I know this. This is John's picks. I'll write them down here.
But like I said, I don't feel great about that Miami pick, though.
All right. Let's go to both of our schools' former conference, the Big 12. You want to take us away?
This conference is fascinating to me. It was last year, too, just because Arizona State was picked to finish last in the conference, and they ended up almost being this close to beating Texas in the playoff last year. So it seems like a conference that's hard to predict, but I really like Arizona State. I like Dillingham.
Yep.
I love their quarterback. I think he's awesome.
Yep. I've got Arizona
Tyson,
State.
the receiver, I think he's great too. I've got Arizona State as well.
They returned 79% of their production. Obviously, no Cam Scatterbo.
Yeah.
By the way, who's he playing for in the pros?
The Giants.
Has he played yet?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I don't watch preseason, man. I'll watch a couple clips on YouTube at some point, but I can't do it, man. As much as I love football, I cannot do the NFL.
He was such a fun story last year.
Great player.
I agree with you, though. I think it's ASU. Basically, returning production, returning quarterback, returning coach.
Yeah.
In a conference with a whole bunch of questions.
So many questions.
Like, okay, who do you got second?
Man. I don't trust it.
You want me to go with mine first?
Yeah, let's hear yours.
Do you have one though?
I do have one. I've got it written down right here.
Well, I don't want to usurp you.
No. Please go ahead. I want to see if we have the same team.
Okay, I got Utah.
You have Utah. Okay.
And here's the deal. The biggest question is Cam Rising going to be healthy week 1?
Cam Rising has retired from football.
That's shocking. That's shocking behavior. That is shocking information, Kevin.
Yes.
We will only
After
talk
8
about
years.
Cam Rising for the last 12 years of college football.
Yes.
My good Lord. No, I knew that.
I moved here to Oklahoma in 2017, and he was committed to Texas. And so he was.
After he was committed to Oklahoma.
Correct. Yeah.
In 2017.
Yeah. And there was a chance he could have been eligible this year. There was a slight chance of it. If he would have pursued it.
I would have been able to stand it.
Me neither. Poor guy, though. I hate that, we talk about guys having injuries.
Okay, sure. But my God. There's a reason college football is college football.
I completely agree. Who was the guy from Miami last year that was 8th year senior? Was it 8th or 9th year senior?
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah, I think it was one of their tight ends.
Good Lord. All right. They do have a quarterback, though. Devin Dampier is supposed to be pretty good. I think he's a transfer from somewhere.
Utah struggled last year. Obviously, the Cam Rising injuries had a lot to do with that. Again, that's not what I did not have them, by the way.
Okay.
And I don't trust this, but I have Texas Tech.
Okay. Here's the thing with Texas Tech. They've got the top 3 transfers in the conference are all in Tech.
Yes.
We know that they've been stockpiling talent, right? You'd agree with that? That's
100%.
One of the reasons you picked them.
Yes.
They're still Texas Tech.
I agree.
And when you talk about not trusting Miami, and I know neither one of us ever trust A&M, Miami and A&M are the poster children for dropping bags on guys and securing splashy, heavy loaded 5-star classes and get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
And my point is, if A&M and Miami can't get anything out of it, what do we think Texas Tech is going to do different?
I know. The only argument I can make
is nobody else.
Yeah. There's just no other.
They're the second tallest person in this conference.
Yeah. I mean, K-State, right? They're always competitive.
I don't trust K-State.
Yeah. Iowa State. The Matt Campbell shine has seemed to fade a little bit.
I thought, BYU was very competitive last year. And up until they played Arizona State. But they got no Jake Retzlaff.
Mm-hmm.
He's out.
TCU,
Colorado, no. You're telling me with no Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders, we're expecting them to be good again?
That's right. I mean, they have Julian Lewis, who's a very talented freshman, but is he even going to win the job? They also have Caden Salter, who's kind of bounced around.
So many questions.
Correct.
I'm not offended if you pick Tech. I just don't. When it comes to not trusting, I trust Miami more than I trust Tech.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
We trust Kyle Whittingham more than we trust the other coaches, right?
I trust. Who's the coach? Is it your guy still?
It's still Jordan. Yeah. McGuire's still there.
You really liked McGuire, but maybe he laid an egg last year.
He very disappointing last year. Very, very, very disappointing season for them. But again, Baylor? You trust Dave Aranda and what they're doing?
No.
Kansas?
No.
TCU? Colorado?
I don't trust any of them.
Houston? Rich Rod's back at West Virginia, by the way.
Well, maybe they'll do something. Oklahoma State's a joke. I mean, unless they have the greatest turnaround in college football history.
Really weird season.
Lucky to finish 7-6 or 6-6.
Really weird season from them last year, which we had high hopes. I did with Ollie Gordon coming back, and just the whole thing was a disaster.
Okay, games of note. I only have one game of note because the rest of the Big 12 doesn't excite me. Week 0, Iowa State, Kansas State.
Yeah, in Dublin, right?
Are you kidding me?
Right, it's in Dublin. I believe it is.
I think that's kind of weird.
I think it is too. They always have the Dublin game. Last year we had Florida State and Georgia Tech.
When they want to grow the game, why do they pick Dublin to grow the game? I got it when it was Notre Dame. When they would do Notre Dame, that made sense to me.
Yeah.
Because of how highly Catholic laden the population is.
Correct. And it's a Notre Dame Fighting Irish, right?
Yes.
Makes sense.
It made sense. It doesn't make sense to me that they're playing Iowa State, Kansas State. But I will tell you this. I'll watch week 0 if Iowa State, Kansas State's playing. That's a heck of a matchup.
I'm all over it.
That's a heck of a matchup.
I'm all over it, man.
When does Iowa State play Iowa game? Week 1 or 2?
Let's see. Give me 1 second here.
They'll lose to Iowa though, right? Iowa State. They always lose to Iowa.
They do a lot. Yeah, they struggle in that game.
They beat Iowa last time? They might have beat them last year.
Okay, the game is at Aviva Stadium in Dublin. Also, that's pretty much it for week 0. We have Idaho State, UNLV, Fresno State at Kansas, Sam Houston at Western Kentucky, and Stanford at Hawaii.
Yeah, so
that's about it.
You really just have to pencil in time for one game.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
And it's 11 a.m., so.
I'm sure there's other Big 12 games. I just don't really care. I know you said it was going to be fun to watch. They might be fun to watch as they come on, but like looking at the schedule didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of teams that are going to beat up on each other.
Yeah, like great. ASU plays Kansas. Okay.
Yeah, correct. There's no.
I can't like set my.
Yeah, there's not that one. It's not.
No, it might be on, and you might see that the game is like 37-38, and
that's the difference between that and the SEC, right? Because if LSU's playing Tennessee, I'm all over it. Even though,
all over it.
It's just different.
Yeah, I'm not over any of this. Okay. The Big Ten Conference, Kevin. The Big Ten. You can go first. I think we probably.
First of all, let me just say.
I think we both have the same winner again, right? Are we going chalk again at the top for every conference?
I think so. Yeah, I've got the Ohio State Buckeyes.
You have Ohio State winning?
I have Ohio State winning.
Okay. Interesting.
Do you not?
I have Penn State winning.
Okay.
Do you have Penn State in the finals against
them? I do.
Yeah.
I do. And again, Penn State winning wouldn't surprise me. They have a little bit more. I mean, they got the quarterback and both their running backs coming back. They have fewer questions about their roster, at least the experience, than Ohio State. But Ohio State has Ryan Day, who we trust in every game except Michigan right now.
Correct.
And the talent overall.
Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs are pretty decent.
Yeah, correct.
They're really, really good.
Yeah, and then you have Carnell Tate as your number 2 receiver. I mean, quarterback, we don't know.
It looks like Julian Sayin.
He's the most talented guy. They got the Lincoln Kern guy.
Kineholtz,
yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
I mean,
it looks like Julian Sayin is probably got.
You would think so. He's just a more talented guy. He's a 5-star guy out of Southern California. Went to Alabama when Saban left. He transferred to Ohio State. So, yeah, he's just a more talented guy. And again, obviously Texas has to play them week 1. So the dudes that they're throwing to, that's what scares me the most. I think they're still going to be good defensively. Now they have a new coordinator, right? Jim Knowles is now at Penn State, which is still weird to me, but they've got dudes. Sonny Styles, you talked about Caleb Downs. They're still going to have dudes up front, even though they lost a lot. They're going to have dudes. So yeah, I'm rolling with the Buckeyes over Penn State. But I'm curious who you had. Did you have a 3rd, 4th team?
Well, I had some contenders.
Okay.
And I actually, I believe that Oregon is in a reload type situation.
Okay. Do you still have them 3rd though?
I think I had Oregon 3rd.
I had Oregon 3rd too.
Okay, I had Oregon 3rd, and then I had other contenders being Illinois and Indiana.
Okay, I had Illinois, Indiana as well.
Some people had Michigan. I don't trust Michigan yet.
Same. Okay, I like what they're about, but we're still unsure about Coach Moore at this point, right?
I think so.
And their offense, are they going to open it up at all? Are they going to keep that same philosophy?
It's a true freshman, too.
It's a true freshman.
It's a true freshman. And so when we look at the games, I mean, we're going to know a lot about Ohio State and Texas because game 1, week 1, Texas at Ohio State. Are y'all still 2.5-point dogs?
As far last I heard, we are.
I haven't seen
anything that you changed.
And then week 2 is Michigan and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So we'll know real quick if Michigan is. I mean, if Michigan comes in here and beats down OU, then all of a sudden you got to start thinking Michigan might be pretty good. I don't see it.
What I'm curious to see is, there are several things, but Michigan's defense, right? What's their game plan going to be for Mateer and y'all's offense, right? I'm sure they're watching all the Washington State stuff, right? So that's really what I want to see is how their defense can defend against that type of offense.
Yeah, but on the flip side our defense is not going to be bad.
No, not at all.
Their offense hasn't been good.
No.
And so I'm not looking like Michigan has to look at us and go, okay, hey, new offensive coordinator, new system, new quarterback, new running back, all this experience. At least there's some they're going to have to think about it. With us, we're like, okay, let's stop the run.
Exactly. And
OU's pretty good at stopping the run.
You have been, especially the interior run, right? If you look at I'm just going back to the Beverly Shootout game. We tried to run inside first. It didn't work. We had to go outside.
Yeah.
Once we went outside, we were able to have some success. But you guys are really hard to run up the gut because the way Venables likes to shoot the gaps with the defensive linemen, it makes it really hard to get anything going in the running game. So can they adjust their philosophy, right? Because Michigan's been pretty stubborn. We're going to run it right up the gut at you over and over and over. So do they feel if we keep doing it, we can eventually wear them down?
If this was a Lincoln Riley Oklahoma team, I would be scared to death of running it right up the gut against us.
Yeah.
To me, that's how you would have beaten. That's how you beat an Oklahoma team.
Yeah.
Under Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, because we've seen them beat. We've seen them beat the even more physical teams by running right at them.
Yeah, but in this case, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Correct.
I like our linebackers.
Yes.
I like all. And so anyway,
they're going to have to adjust their offensive philosophy if they want to have a chance.
And I think they're going to have to adjust their offensive philosophy in the Big Ten.
Agreed. Yeah.
Just in general, right?
What they had was it was pretty rare. And that's a hardball thing when having 6 offensive linemen out there.
Right.
You're in another tight end and fullbacks.
If you've got all 5-star offensive linemen, right? They're just the biggest, baddest dudes on the offensive line. You've got real nice big tight ends. You got big running backs, and you've got a defense that is really, really good. You can do what he did.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure Morris. I don't know this for sure. I don't think he's recruited at the same level as Harbaugh.
And even Harbaugh really didn't have a lot of stud linemen. They recruited skill positions well, running backs.
Okay.
They just really developed their guys and had them. Guys wouldn't get on the field until their third years where they were big and strong and ready to go. But that's going to be the biggest question for me. Can they adjust their offensive philosophy and come up with a game plan to actually beat OU and not just say, we're going to do what we do?
We talk about Illinois and Indiana, and then we'll move on to the SEC, but it's like they are getting creative offensively. And that's what's allowing them to compete.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
That's what's putting them. And, we talk about, we didn't mention Oklahoma State, and we didn't mention Florida State. I don't have USC anywhere on this list.
I don't know.
Do you have him in the contender list?
No, I don't.
This is the first year where you're willing to say you're just not sure that he's the right guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
they could make a run.
They can make a run, especially now since they don't have any real expectations from anybody other than their fans, likely.
Both of them.
Yeah. Right. USC because
both their fans.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the biggest fan base out there.
No.
Right. But yeah, to think about Illinois and Indiana being picked above the University of Southern California, I don't care who that coach is.
It's unbelievable.
There's
no reason for it.
I'm curious to see if they can hold on. They've got right now the number 1 recruiting class.
Who, SC?
SC does. So we'll see if they can hold on to that. They need to have at least a decent year
But that doesn't do anything for them this year.
No, nothing for them this year. No, they need to have at least a good enough year to where they don't want to fire, so they hold on to the class and not have to consider firing their coach. I don't think they have that type of money laying around to where they can pay a big time buyout, bring in a new coach, and retain a recruiting class. They don't have that kind of support.
Sticking on the West Coast real quick, Nico, any expectations for him at UCLA?
They weren't horrible last year, but I just don't think they're there overall from a talent standpoint.
I have zero expectations for Nico.
No.
Zero. He was a middle of the road quarterback in the SEC.
Yes.
Statistically.
Yes. Yeah.
He had 18 touchdowns, and half of them were against his non-SEC schedule. He had 9 touchdowns in the SEC schedule in 8 SEC games.
As a college football fan, I hate the way that situation turned out for him and for Tennessee. That's a no-win situation. I don't think he wins. Tennessee certainly doesn't win because he hadn't been great so far, but this is a 5-star guy who was going into his 3rd year. You would think the elevation would be there. 3rd year playing hypo system. Tennessee was pretty good last year, right? They made the college football playoff and only got smoked by the Buckeyes, but that's a really good team. So now Tennessee's worse, and I don't think he's in a worse position.
Yeah.
UCLA,
yeah.
It's not like he went to SC. You know, it just sucks. As a college football fan.
It might suck, but I think he's going to get what he gets. Be careful what you wish for.
Correct. Yeah, I know. And I know he set this up by, asking for more than they were willing to give, or really demanding, it sounded like, more than what they were willing to give. I just hate how it all turned out for everybody because there's no winners here.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about Tennessee because we're going to talk about the Southeastern Conference. So just real quick, Penn State, Ohio State for me, Ohio State, Penn State for you. Okay, Southeastern Conference. In doing my research, the FPI, ESPN FPI computers both have Georgia and Texas going 10-2, beating the SEC championship game. I still don't see Texas getting to 10-2 with the way their schedule's loaded. I mean, that would mean they would have to, if they beat Ohio State, then I just don't see it. I think they're going to lose to Ohio State, and I just don't think they're going to go through unscathed with only 1 loss in SEC play.
I could see that, but I actually think I like him at 10-2. I haven't made my official
with a loss to Ohio
record.
State or beating Ohio State.
No, I think they can beat Ohio State. I think they can beat
You're
Ohio
going to
State.
pick them to beat
Yeah,
Ohio
I'm
State?
going to pick Texas to beat Ohio State.
That sounds like a John Whitson Oklahoma pick, right?
Yeah.
That does not sound like a reasoned, calculated Kevin Miller pick.
Yeah. Nah, I'm rolling with them. I think we have the clear quarterback advantage. I don't care who they roll out there. I will take Arch Manning over Julian Sand or the Lincoln kid.
Yeah, but what's your defense going to do on Jeremiah Smith?
Our defense is going to be really good this year. I think we're going to get after their quarterback.
You're losing a Thorpe Award winner.
We are, but we're better up front. The pressure, I believe, is going to be there, and I think it's going to be nonstop.
You're better up front. You just lost 2 more defensive linemen.
Dude, from a pass rush standpoint.
Well, Colin Simmons is the best.
Yeah,
I will grant you that. If you just want to lead an argument with Colin Simmons, then I'm willing to.
I'm talking about just the pass rush standpoint, and we have some real depth up front on the defensive line.
Okay.
From the guys that we brought in on the portal.
So you like 10-2?
I do.
Let me ask you just a super quick question: is it Georgia and Texas for you in the SEC championship?
I think so. Yeah.
Who do you have winning?
I have Texas winning.
Wow.
Yeah, but with that said, I do have them losing at Athens.
So you have Texas, Georgia.
I have Texas winning. Yeah, losing at Athens in November, and then winning in Atlanta.
Why is that game in Atlanta all the time? It's so weak.
So would you hold on?
If you like 10-2, who's your other?
Hold on, let me stick there real quick on the Atlanta thing. Do you think the game should be moved?
I think that it would be okay to rotate the game.
Okay.
Because you've got places like you have Atlanta, you have the Superdome, you have Jerry's World, and you have whatever's down there in Florida.
Yeah, you can either use Hard Rock in Miami.
You could do Hard Rock, and then Tennessee. You got 2 states there. You could play at the NFL stadium.
Yeah. Okay. Just curious your thoughts on that.
I would like to rotate it.
Yeah.
I think it would be more fun.
And the Big 12 used to do that, right? Before they settled on Jerry World. Remember that? It used to be at Arrowhead sometimes.
It was in Houston.
It was in Dallas. The year Texas lost to Colorado, it was at the old Texas Stadium.
Was it really?
It was, yeah.
But I remember
nightmare game.
I remember it being in Houston. Did y'all beat Colorado really bad?
70-3 in 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joel Klatt.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joel Klatt.
So I get Jerry's World there now because it makes sense. The problem with Arrowhead is it was so cold.
Freezing, man.
Oh,
yeah, it's 0-3 game against Case, that weird game. And
Darren Sproles.
Yeah. Well, he got a lot of this.
Yes, rotate. I'm all for rotate. Okay. Look, I've got Georgia winning. And the only reason I have Georgia winning is show me somebody that can unseat Georgia. I just have to see them lose.
That is,
I'm sorry.
I don't have an argument for that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're wrong.
Gunnar Stockton is, I don't know, but he's
I have questions.
All the other dudes.
I have a lot of questions about him, except I don't question his toughness though.
I know.
You
love how tough.
Dude, I mean, he got smoked by Makuba and somehow held on. I mean, I think he lost consciousness and somehow held on to the football.
Look. I mean, he's the same guy.
I don't know how good he is. I have no idea.
He's the same guy they've had for the last 7 years, right? He's Stetson Bennett. Yeah. He's Carson Beck. He's whoever was before Stetson Bennett. They all look the same. They act the same. They throw the same.
It's crazy they couldn't figure out Justin Fields. I still can't believe that, by the way.
Well, it is weird. And he would have been a stud for them. Can you imagine?
They had no idea what to do with him.
So,
I understand you picking Georgia. I can't make a real argument about that.
And I wasn't gonna pick Texas. I don't believe in Texas.
So explain that deeper. Where are you coming from other than your hatred for Texas?
Offensively, I think you lost a quarterback, obviously, and I just want to see what he can do. Your offensive line took a lot of hits.
That's my concern.
You're replacing 4 starters at offensive line.
Correct. Yeah.
And
now we have a couple guys who have played quite a bit who are coming in, but
you're replacing like 4 starters that had 30 games each.
Correct.
It's like 120 games of experience.
We had some 5th-year guys who played a lot. Jake Majors is a big loss.
I mean, but Kelvin Banks is a true freshman. He played 13 games a year at least, so that's 36 games or however, whatever the math, 39 games.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, correct.
And so I worry about. We saw what happened at Oklahoma. You're not going to have Oklahoma this year. I'm not even saying that. But we saw when we have a really bad offensive line what can happen to an inexperienced quarterback. I'm not saying you're going to have a bad line, but you've already been nicked up a little bit. We talked about.
Yeah, we lost him. We lost at least our backup, perhaps swing tackle.
So we've already been banged up a little bit, and you just lose so much experience. And so you're going to Ohio State. And I guess my question for you is, let's use Ohio State as the example.
Sure.
Do you have a Kelvin Banks that you expect is going to, week 1 against Ohio State's defense, can step up and keep Arch clean?
Well, I love our left tackle, Trevor Gooseby. I think he's awesome. I think he's
redshirt freshman.
No, he's like a redshirt sophomore.
Okay.
He was the one, like I said, Kelvin Banks, when he got hurt against A&M in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Right. He comes in ice cold off the bench, didn't give up a single pressure on the road. But it's the other positions that I'm more concerned. I'm more concerned about right tackle and then on the interior.
Yeah.
I have concerns.
I mean, that's so inexperienced quarterback, offensive line. I think your skills, you still got Wingo, who's a stud.
Oh, yeah. We've got Wingo, DeAndre Moore. We'll be good at receiver. Yeah, we'll lose Gunnar Helm for sure.
Tight end's going to be really.
But we brought in Jack Andrews from Cal, guy who had.
Oklahoma wanted him.
Yeah.
Oklahoma wanted injuries. So and then defensively, you've convinced me at least.
I feel great about our defense. Listen, I mean, great.
You've convinced me on the upfront guys, but secondary, dude, you're losing some dudes. Yeah, I mean, come on, you're having to replace.
We lose Johnny Barron. I mean, for sure.
That's a big loss.
I'm telling you, man. I feel like we're a reload program over being a rebuild program. The defense I feel great about, and I feel great about all 3 levels. My biggest concern with Texas is the offensive line, and that could dictate how a lot of this goes.
I've got offensive line.
Okay.
I've got quarterback. I've got Johnny Barron replacing, and I've got your schedule. Your schedule it's still not the gauntlet that Oklahoma has.
Correct.
But it is more difficult.
It is a tougher schedule for sure.
Obviously with Ohio State. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then you've got Florida at Florida.
At the Swamp.
And then you've got to go to Athens at Georgia.
Yes.
Now, again, if Lagway's hurt or whatever, I mean, there's all those kind of factors.
Sure.
I just think, there's a scenario where you don't have you got 2 losses before you play Oklahoma.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't know if that's out of the realm.
It's not.
But look, there's enough question marks to go around that putting Texas up there isn't the end of the world.
Yeah.
I've got Georgia. I've got LSU.
So you got.
I got Georgia winning, playing LSU.
So give me the case for
LSU.
Nussmeier. I love Nussmeier too.
The case against LSU is Brian Kelly.
Yeah, and their defense has been.
It's been suspect.
It's been, yeah.
But I think Brian Kelly does stupid stuff too. So
he does.
I'm not. What's the right word? I'm not 100% confident in LSU.
Yeah.
I think I like the best quarterback in the SEC to be right there at the end.
So you have Nussmeier as the best quarterback in the
I think
conference?
he's going to be the best quarterback in
Okay.
the SEC. Yeah.
I'm a big fan. You know that. And I have been for a long time. I think Art's going to be good. I think Art's going to be really good. I think he's really good this year.
Next year's going to be good.
So do I.
I just think Nussmeier is the most polished, has the most experience in the SEC. And I mean, what did we say? We said they played Clemson early on. We'll know.
We absolutely will know.
We'll know what they look like and what he's about.
Yeah, I mean, and here's their schedule. They've got at Clemson week 1. So we'll know a lot then. Louisiana Tech. Yeah. They play Florida week 3. It's at home. But man, what a game that's going to be. Southeast Louisiana. At Ole Miss. That's tough. South Carolina. We'll get to them.
They're on the contender list.
At Vanderbilt. A&M at home. At Alabama.
They're at Alabama and they're at Oklahoma this year.
That's a tough schedule. That's tough, man.
Yeah.
So do you think they can do 10-2 with that schedule?
Yes.
Because the Clemson game won't affect their conference.
I think they lose to Alabama and Ole Miss.
Okay.
But I think I've got
them beat Florida.
I think I've got them beating Florida and beating OU at home.
It is at Baton Rouge and it is a night game. We know what that's about.
I as of right now, we'll make our official predictions next week when we do our team previews.
Okay.
But when we get to Oklahoma's schedule, that I think is the other loss I'm picking.
For LSU or for
Oklahoma?
For Oklahoma. Okay.
Yeah. So I think I'm picking them to lose Alabama and lose LSU.
Okay.
To go 10-2.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I think I'm going to pick them to go 10-2, but for whatever reason, I just don't trust them making it into the SEC championship game. I don't want to go that far with Oklahoma.
I had LSU third.
Other contenders, I got Texas third, probably.
Okay.
I have OU as a contender, probably around 9-3, 10-2. Alabama, of course. I still worry about Alabama's quarterbacks.
Correct. They rolling with Ty. I don't think they've announced anything, but are we assuming they're rolling with Ty Simpson?
We think it's Ty Simpson. And then I've got South Carolina. And I'm considering putting Florida there if they got off to a good start.
Yeah.
Florida was to get off to a good start and beat LSU and maybe even beat Texas. Yeah. You got to start thinking very seriously about Florida.
You do. Now, their schedule, though. Now, we talk about OU schedule.
Right?
It's right there.
Yeah, and that's probably why they're not on my contender list.
Let's run through it real quick. They've got LIU. I don't even know what that is. LIU.
Is it Long Island? It's not Long Island, is it?
You might be right. They got a logo that I don't even recognize. You look that up. They play South Florida. That's in the swamp. Then they go to LSU, like we talked about. Then after they go to LSU, then they go to Miami. That's a tough game, right? Even though Miami's crowd is, not the best. But they go to Miami, and then they play Texas. And then after Texas, they play at A&M.
Real quick.
Yeah.
It's Long Island University.
Long Island University.
It's an FCS.
Okay.
So go ahead. Sorry, give me dinner.
No. I mean.
Land Sharks or Sharks.
Okay.
Sharks.
So at LSU, at Miami, home against Texas, at Texas A&M, that is a brutal 4-game stretch. Then they host Mississippi State.
Which we think will be a win.
Yeah. They play the cocktail party against Georgia in Jacksonville.
They gave Georgia a run last year.
Yeah. They probably will again. Then they go to Kentucky, which is a trap game. You know how that goes after the Georgia game.
To Ole Miss.
Yeah, and then Florida State. That's a tough schedule. That is just so tough. And again, it's one of those things. They win 7 games.
Does Napier keep his job 7-5?
It depends on how they look. I think
agree.
If they're competitive,
I kind of think he needs to get to 8-4.
Yeah,
I kind of think he needs to get to 8-4. I think he needs to beat. I think he can afford losses at LSU, Texas, A&M, and probably Ole Miss. But he's got to beat everybody. He needs to beat Tennessee.
He needs to beat Tennessee. It's a rivalry game.
They hate Tennessee.
He really needs to beat. Yeah, they do. They really need to beat A&M too, though. If they can steal that A&M game, that will really bother them a lot.
Then they can afford to lose to I don't know, one other game. But I think they need to go 8-4 for him to keep his job. I really do.
Yeah. And I think they feel like he's a good coach. I think most of us feel like he's a good coach, but you got to win. Despite the hard schedule, you got to win.
I still think Bama might be the biggest question mark. I mean, I think Oklahoma's going to be there. That's just me. I think 9-3 is the floor and 10-2 is the ceiling.
You think 9-3 is a floor with that schedule?
Yes. It has to be, dude. And if it's not, we need to fire him. Fire Brent Venables if we don't go 9-3. Absolutely, man. We can talk about this, but
let's just briefly run through it, right? We ran through the Texas schedule.
Look, Auburn,
Illinois State, Michigan. You have to win that game. You have to win that, and you have to beat Auburn.
Find me. Tell me your 4 losses.
I've got you at 5-0 going into the
right.
Going into the Red River Shootout.
Okay, you have a loss at Texas. I have a win. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. South Carolina, man, that's tough, man. Lenore Sellers.
Yeah, but they lost their whole defense.
That's true. Well, they still Dylan Stewart's back. Their edge guy, 5-star stud.
You think we're going to block him with the worst blocking tight end in the history of college football?
I think you would actually put a tackle on him.
I think we might do something different.
Yeah.
It's my guess. I would
hope
we might chip him with somebody else, but we might.
Yeah, but at least you'll block him with a tackle.
I think we can beat South Carolina. Ole Miss is at home. Austin Simmons is untested. I think they're talented, like always. But I think Oklahoma should beat that team.
I've got you beating Ole Miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tennessee without Nico.
I've got you beating Tennessee.
Okay. So now you are, and then what?
I got you losing Alabama.
Okay, that's 2 losses.
I've got you losing Alice. No. I've got South Carolina as a loss too.
You have South Carolina as a loss. Okay, and then lose to LSU. That's 4. That's it. You just said 8-4.
Yeah.
And I'm saying 9-3. I think we can beat South Carolina.
Gotcha.
And I think we beat South, and I think we beat Texas. Just because it's a rivalry game. I think it's
it go either way. Yeah, it go either way.
But that spread, you can't tell me you're excited about that spread if you're betting on Texas.
What is it?
12.5.
No, not in that game. No.
That's dumb.
No, we expected to shift by the time the game starts, though, right? I mean, this.
All right.
But the Michigan, you have to beat Michigan, though.
Okay, so here's your playoff predictor. Or our playoff predictor. We both have. Okay, you're gonna have Texas in.
Yeah.
So let me. Where am I gonna write this? Okay, you'll have Texas, and then we both have Clemson, and we both have ASU. You have Ohio State instead of Penn State. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 8 other spots. Quickly, Boise's one of them.
Yeah.
So 7 other spots.
Georgia. Penn State. And I'm going to go with another SEC team. Either LSU or Alabama. We'll go with Alabama just for the heck of it.
You're going down?
Yeah.
Okay. You got 4 more. You got 4 more teams you got to choose,
okay.
Right? We got to go 12 teams.
Well, who do you got? Or are we doing these separately?
No. We're doing them separately.
Okay. And then, hold on.
I mean, I can tell you who I've got.
You go ahead.
Oh, no. I need to come up with another team. Hold on. Well, I've got Georgia, Penn State.
Oh, Notre Dame too. I got Notre Dame in.
You know what? That's the one I was missing.
Yeah.
That's the one I was missing. I'll put Notre Dame in there too. Okay, good. Yeah, Notre Dame. That's perfect. So I've got Georgia, Penn State, Clemson, ASU, Boise, LSU, OU,
okay,
SMU, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Oregon, and Bama.
Okay. I have Oregon too.
You have Oregon?
Yeah.
Okay. You need 2 more. You have Boise, Georgia, Penn State, Bama, Notre Dame, Oregon. Other teams that could be included are Oregon, Illinois, Indiana. A couple more SEC teams if you're an SEC homer.
I'm gonna throw South Carolina in there because I love Lenore Sellers.
Okay.
Big fan.
Do you like Miami if they go to the ACC final? You want to put that Miami in there? Do you trust Miami enough to get to the playoff?
Real quick, I'm gonna check the schedule real quick.
And then you also have Tech. Tech was your runner-up. You don't think Tech's making it to the playoffs?
I don't. No, I'll go Miami over.
You want to go Miami?
Yeah, I'll go Miami over Texas Tech.
We do not need to increase the playoff field.
I don't think so. No.
It was hard to come up with that many teams.
Correct. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you have a hard time with it?
For sure. We can both agree that the 12-team playoff was awesome last year.
Yeah, I think they need round 2 to be home games.
I love it.
We do not need neutral games. It's more fan availability. It's a reward for winning your conference.
Yeah.
It gave those teams so much momentum.
Those atmospheres were
so
top notch.
They shouldn't get the headwind of getting to play at home and then in a neutral site.
Correct.
Right? Because every one of them won.
Absolutely agree.
So anyway, we'll fix it. Okay. Hey, look, if this is how it is, you do not have OU in.
I do not have OU in
And
the
I do
college
not
football
have
playoff.
Texas, and I do not have Texas in. So that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm sorry, that's just the rules in Boomer Bevo Podcast.
Well, especially when you're a homer like you are.
Does this look? It's August 10th. Does this get you fired up?
Come on, man. I've been doing a good job of not just sitting around waiting on the season to start. This may change that.
I'm there. I'm watching videos. I'm watching John Mateer throwing practice passes. I'm doing the whole deal. I'm watching all of it. Deion Burks.
Let's talk about OU real quick.
Sure, we got some time.
I've got some questions.
Go ahead.
This whole deal, and we kind of let on about this last time, but the whole who's in charge deal, you still feel good about that with the Nagy and Venables deal, or are you just kind of waiting and seeing? Or
no, I still feel good about it.
Okay.
I just to reiterate, it takes unnecessary items off of Brent Venables' plate. He can coach football, and he is a good football coach.
For sure.
He does not need to do roster management. It's too much. It's too much for one guy, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how Sark's doing it. I don't know how Ryan Day's doing it, but at least for Brent Venables, he's a very, I put him as, X's and O's.
Yeah, he's the football coach.
He's a football coach.
Yeah.
Motivating players, doing all those things. He's a leader, all of it. He is clearly not a good roster manager, and nor did we hire him to be, right? I mean, that wasn't the anticipation when we hired him, even though we knew it was on the horizon. It just didn't turn into, he does not need to be out there making sure that Kip Lewis has a $500 or $1,000, influencer deal with Fowler Auto or something like that, right? He needs to be coaching football. And so let Nagy and his staff worry about that. And then again, as far as picking the players goes, I still think Nagy's going, it's not like Brent Venables can't go recruit somebody he wants.
Yeah. I
don't think Nagy is saying no. I just think he's saying, we're going to do all the work for you. Your offensive coordinators will have a list. Your line coach, your D-line coach, your secondary coach, your linebackers coach. We're going to create all of it for them, and all they've got to do is go close the deal. And we've already told them how much they get to spend, so they don't have to worry about that. I get to win.
Okay. But
that doesn't mean going all the way back to the top of this show. Am I not worried about why we're 41st in recruiting? Yeah, I am. It's concerning. But it's not because we have two different people doing it.
Okay.
And that's why I think this year is going to be, I think it's make or break for Brent Venables.
Oh, 100%.
I think he's got to go 9-3. And I am not joking about that.
Okay.
9-3 or bust. Because I think 8-4, and you start to be a mediocre football team. And you cannot be mediocre in the SEC and expect to compete.
No. Which is why the recruiting thing is concerning. We were 17th last year. To me, that's too low.
I agree.
17th in the country, that makes you 10th or 11th in the SEC.
Yeah, I come back to what we did in the transfer portal the last 2 years. Dominic Williams, Deion Burks, John Mateer, Jaden Ott. You're getting star power in the transfer portal that is already shown evidence of production.
Yeah.
And so I'm okay if that's the strategy, but I still, look, dude, it's going to be hard for any OU fan to say they don't want to see more stars being recruited.
Yeah. Now, with the offensive line, who's your projected starter at left tackle?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I'm not there yet.
I've heard Jacob Sexton, which I'd be a little concerned going up against the top edges in the SEC.
Well, let's tell you who our lads has. They got Jacob Sexton at left tackle.
Okay.
Eddie Pierre-Louis left guard. Troy Everett at center. Fabici Nwewu at right guard. And Derek Simmons at right tackle. Fasusi, though, you want to see? He's a true freshman.
Yeah, we'll see. He's got the talent, but maybe he's not. He just might not be ready, and that's fine. Not everybody's gonna be ready week one of their true freshman year. 95% of guys are not. Kelvin Banks you had Orlando Brown, who started as a true freshman.
Yeah.
3 guys back then.
No, he was a transfer.
Where is he from?
I'm almost positive he was a transfer. I'll look it up real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just concerned. Well, I don't know if I'm concerned, but maybe I would be. Just that's just such an important position, and just some of the guys that we'll have to face in this conference. That's my concern with Texas.
No, he redshirted his freshman year.
Oh, he did redshirt. Okay, yep. For some reason I thought he played as a true freshman. Yeah. That's my fault.
I thought he was a transfer. I thought he did 1 year at JUCO, but maybe that was somebody else.
Yeah.
Kevin, listen, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on Oklahoma. It sounds like you're drinking the Kool-Aid on Arch. You've got to win in a national championship. It sounds like, and that's fine.
I don't know about that, but I have him.
Since this is our national pick, since this is our national deal, you want to pick a national championship, a national champion.
I don't know if I prepped for that really, but
you got 12 teams. You want to read back who you got? You think it's Ohio State repeating?
No, I don't.
So your top 4 seeds are Texas, Clemson, ASU, and Ohio State. You have Boise, Georgia, Penn State, Bama, Notre Dame, Oregon, South Carolina, and Missouri. Which one of those teams wins it all?
Texas does. I don't feel good about that though.
I don't know if I trust James Franklin, but I can't unsee those running backs. They're studs,
man.
Studs.
Yeah.
Drew Allers, he's, if Jim Knowles can do what he does with the talent that they have there.
Yeah.
I like Penn State. Of course, my sleeper pick's Oklahoma, but I like Penn State and I like LSU. I don't think Georgia. I think Georgia comes up short again.
I think they do too.
I don't think they have the offensive firepower. I think they have enough to win a conference championship, just like they did last year. I think they could look very similar to last year. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they're dynamic enough offensively either.
I don't think so either. And, Penn State, you don't think of offensive dynamicism, but those running backs are dynamic, dude.
But for them, they've got to get their wide receivers involved more. You can't
You mean like a completion?
Yeah, having a catch by a receiver in a national semifinal game.
Making sure we were talking about the same thing.
Yes. Yeah. Correct. Yeah, and real quick on Texas with Arch, where I think Texas will be better, I think having Arch unlocks more of the offense. The same thing I've said about Quinn Ewers for the last 3 years is he's really good in short to intermediate. Throwing to the flats, throwing, short crossing routes in the RPO game. He was really good at those, RPO fake, boom, quick little slant or dig to the receiver. But the downfield passing was lacking. That's just not what he was good at. With Arch, you get that. You get the downfield accuracy. So what we're hoping and everything, we're all projecting here, but the offense will look more like the Sark offense that we saw in Alabama when they had those receivers and they're getting them down the field, hitting them down the field. We saw that when Arch was when Quinn was injured.
But why didn't we? I guess I just don't understand if Arch is Arch.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be really good, dude. I'm not, I'm not saying he's going to suck or anything. I think he's going to be very good. Okay. I do not think this is a Chris Sims situation, in other words. However,
Chris Sims is pretty good. He's just not against y'all.
Okay. And not on a national scale. But so let's just, if he's as good as you say he is, and everybody's telling me he is, why didn't he start over Quinn?
That's a good question. I just think that with Sark, he just felt like, and again, I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but I think he just felt like Quinn never did anything to actually lose the job.
Except miss a wide open player against Washington in their first ever playoff game.
That's one throw. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's all it takes to see sometimes.
But it wasn't anything like Jackson Arnold. Right.
Well, Jackson Arnold wasn't one throw. Jackson Arnold was.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Fumble, interception.
That's what I'm saying. That's when you have something like that. Okay, you have to pull the guy, but I just don't think he saw anything to say, okay, I need to bench this guy. Or, you know what I mean?
I don't even think it has to be. I need to bench him. I got to get this guy on the field.
I get that. And maybe he didn't have the guts to do that. Right? Think about it. And I give coaches who have done that, I give them credit.
Look,
I give Saban credit for doing that, going from Jalen Hurts and to Tua.
I do too.
Right? Or at Clemson, going from Kelly Bryant to Trevor Lawrence when they're undefeated.
Yeah.
Because this guy just gives us a better chance to win.
Do you think Arch gives you? It sounds like you think Arch gives you a better chance to win.
Well, I think he certainly unlocks more of the offense. What I'm worried about with Arch, my one concern is so far in his career, he will risk throwing in the coverage more. Sometimes Quinn will have those moon balls just floated up there in the coverage, but Arch will just throw into double coverage, just believing he can make the throw. And I think that may hurt him a few times in his career, at least early in his career. But I like how he unlocks the offense. We're going to see more bombs from Texas than we've seen in the last 3 years.
What's holding me back, and Quinn did beat Arizona State in the playoff game with a heck of a throw. That was a great throw.
Yeah.
Outside of that, though, I just don't understand. I don't understand why, if Arch is who they say he is, why a change wasn't made in the second half of the season last year. Because I think you had the opportunity to do it. I think there were games following the Georgia game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you had to go the whole time, but man, I don't know. I just think some more packages for Arch. We talk about that Ohio State all the time. Like, why wasn't that an Arch package right there?
Yeah.
On the goal line.
I agree.
I
agree.
Kevin, listen, we've gone a little long today. Not too long. It's normal.
We've gone longer.
This is about right.
Even in the off season, we've gone longer. This is like the actual season we're talking about.
This is the actual season. Okay, so here's the schedule, Kevin. We got 2 more shows. We have a Texas preview and an Oklahoma preview. And then we are in game week. It is coming that quick, that fast, that furious. And game week 1 is going to be epic with Texas going to the shoe. So we got plenty to talk about. It's coming up. It's getting real. Hopefully the sound quality was fantastic. It sounded good on our end. Everybody out there have a great week. Kevin, Boomer.
Welcome.